Well, here we go on a DJI Mini 3 Pro flight at the farm, I think. Let's see. I know I'm in here somewhere. That's awful pretty. Anyway, let's see if we can find our takeoff spot. There we are. It's a beautiful day. It's about 9:30 in the morning or so, and we're headed south. Winds out of the east, out of my left a little bit. We're just going to go for a short flight here and see what there is to see what the landscape offers us today. Head into the sun a little bit, which is not a good idea when you're flying, but I wanted to get over that direction over across this other field here, so let's grab a little altitude here. 500, 600, no. A little bit of altitude here, and we'll stop shortly, and then we'll proceed on our way. It's a beautiful morning out. It's, let's see, I think the temperature is about 79 degrees, somewhere in there. Just beautiful for this time of year. And we're going to take a look at the landscape again today, just for a leisurely flight. So I am just looking forward to the day when some of the greenery starts to turn brown, and we're not going to get very many good colors this year. Unfortunately, where I live at, we just haven't had the rain during the late summer and into the early fall yet that is going to make for a good, beautiful colored fall. You just got to have that rain. You know, the trees have to get enough moisture in the leaves, and then you have to get some good fall weather to get them to change. We just haven't had that this year, so I'm not looking forward to very many decent colors this year. I mean, sure, you're going to get a few of the sugar maples that are going to give you some reds, but I think we're going to have a lot of gold and off-color brown and colors like that this year, lots of yellows. But I can always hope. Anyway, we're up and away. Look at that sun. It's pretty bright, you can see. To my left where the sun is, also you're picking up a little smoke. They've still got some fires up in Canada, some wildfires that are providing us with a little bit of smoke. Not as near as bad as it has been the last few days. Last week it was, ooh, look at that overexposure, that's bad. It was very unhealthy air out. So for people like me, probably shouldn't even be outside. But we'll get turned around here a little bit to the right here in a minute and get this exposure the way it ought to be. Anyway, we're drifting southeast right now. And like I said, this is just out for an early morning flight. It's around the second week of September, and the year is 2055 or thereabouts. There's a nice looking pond down there. You know, what amazes me out in this semi-rural area, the amount of nice homes and big swimming pools you see. Somebody's got to have some money. Now look at that pool down there on the left side of the screen. Holy cow. Beautiful pool, beautiful home. Now that's kind of weird. He's got his own small lake there, and then he's got this deal on the right side, and I'm not sure what that is. If that's for irrigating the fields, it may be that that's where he's getting his water to irrigate his fields at. And he's got some kind of dam in there that lets water into that from his pond, his main lake. Hard telling. I like going down the tree lines here. Now there's some beautiful homes there. I can't tell if it's a cul-de-sac or not, but geez, look at the roofs on those things, you know. And there's another pool. What do you know? Surprise, surprise, surprise. I find there's more people or pools in these rural areas, semi-rural areas, than there are in the inner city by far. Guess that's where the money's at. So headed over the bean fields now. And there's our snake in the grass right there. I like that snake. Every time I fly over that thing, it just amazes me. I think it's cool the way they did that. Anyway, starting to see some yellow in some of the fields now. A lot of the fields will be needing cutting for the second time, haying for the second time, but they haven't got the moisture that they've wanted, so the fields aren't quite as thick. The haying fields aren't quite as thick as people would like them for a second cutting, and a lot of the milo is already turning yellow down in this part of the country, and the corn also. So just lack of moisture. And we've had terrible high temperatures, and 2 weeks ago, having heat indexes of 120 plus, that's just crazy. Anyway, I think that's a Rock Island Railroad. I'm not sure, but I think that's it. The track right there. Those cars are passing over right now. Well, we're going to pass over it without the bumps they're experiencing. And there's a beautiful walking trail down there I told you about before. Might have to get on that trail and just see how far it goes. I think it goes for a few miles in there anyway. So we're headed west. No, we're headed south-southwest right now, just drifting along, letting the wind take us where it will. Flying Thelma Lou today, getting a little wind up her skirt. She likes that feeling. I like wind in my hair, but I don't have any hair, so. But when I had hair, it felt pretty good, that's for sure. Let's see, here's a nice pond up here. I'm wondering if this is a fishable lake or not, or if it has something to do with this power plant. Now, I've flown by this plant before. I'm not sure if it's a power plant, they're making something there or whatever, but they've got something going on there for sure today. But I see something way out there that I like, and that's water towers. I got something for water towers. They're just there's so many of them around the country, especially out in the open rural areas, and they're just neat. A lot of them have different designs, paintings. Even if they don't, a lot of them have antennas on that. You got your cellular antennas. The ham radio folks, which I'm a part of, put 2-meter antennas and 440 meters and centimeter antennas on top of it, water towers, and you've just got all kinds of communication equipment they stick on top of those things now. And I see why it makes them a lot of money, whoever owns a tower. Let's see if we can drift over here. We'll stay to the right of those, some kind of ovens. Excuse me. Trying to see, look like some type of ovens. Not exactly sure, but I see that power grid to the right, so they're either drawing some power or they're making some power. They're one of the two. Not sure. To find out somebody who knows more about it in this area than I do. Anyway, we're going to drift over here to the right of it, across these fields, and I see the smoke. Look at that smoke going across the fields, the shadows of the smoke. How cool is that? Little stuff like that you can see from the air, but if you're on the ground, you're not going to get to enjoy it. There's that water tower that I spotted a little while ago. Don't know if we can get her there, but we're going to see if we can for sure. Maybe do one quick loop and head back for home if we can get there. Look at that. That's how neat they are. They cut the right-of-way into that field so they can work on those power lines. Huh. Pretty neat. The power grid is amazing if you've ever flown over it. Just how they carry electricity across the country, and especially in rural areas, you can really see it. It's just neat. See how they do that crisscross the countryside. Now here's some nice homes here too. Although I'm not seeing any swimming pools, so they can't be too nice. It backs up to some good woods there. I imagine there's some good bow hunting in there. Let's see if we can get over this little chunk of woods here. Keep drifting south-southwest. There's another nice bean field there on the left. And the horizon looks pretty good today. It doesn't have too bad a DJI tilt on the horizon. And we're going to come up on this tower here, if we can make it. Come on, girl. This guy's got a pretty nice house there with a nice long driveway with a big water tower right next to him. Maybe he's the caretaker for the water tower. Who knows? We'll take a quick look at it. I don't see any writing on it. Lots of times you'll see names. Like we got one in our area that says Tate Stevens. I think he was on some kind of reality show or something on TV, one of those musical deals. We'll do a flip here, and there is some writing on that, but I didn't get over far enough to see. Rats. Well, that's just another excuse for another trip out there. So we'll do a flip here. Let's look at the countryside. Yeah, okay. I see where I'm standing. No, I'm not standing there. We'll head this way, and I'll correct course here in a second. Look at my little radar map. There I am. Let's try to fly back close to the course we came out on. So we're doing about 21, 22, let's see, almost 23 miles an hour. 21 to 22 miles an hour right now. We've got a little bit of headwind now that we're headed back into, so. And we've got about 55% battery left, 60% maybe. Ah, there's a pool. Okay, I knew there'd be some pools. These homes are too nice not to have them. This guy's got a beautiful pool down there. Ooh, wow. Nice driveway. Jeez. Now that second house there, he's got a round pool. He didn't spend as much money on his. And there's another one there on the right, and then there's another pool there behind that house that I'm getting ready to pass over. Ooh, look at the size of that one there on the right. Lord. And there's one behind that house there. I don't know what these people do for a living, but whatever it is, they make it the money, that's for sure. So anyway, let's get back to where we were. Let's see. Yep, right on course right now. Just beautiful scenery. Not a lot of color yet. Like I said, not expecting a lot of color this year, unfortunately. My favorite time to fly naturally is in the fall and the winter time. The landscape's so much better, in my opinion. You know, what I can see in the landscape, what the wildlife does to the landscape, and just what nature itself is doing that I can pick up in the fall and the winter time. And the colors that you get, you know, it's just a big bonus. We're not going to have that color bonus this year, I don't think, but 'tis what it is, and that's what it is, I think. Anyway, headed back over these woods here. We'll see if we can get back and figure out where we took off from. I can see myself down the road there a little ways, I think. Anyway, flying north-northeast now. We got a headwind about 5 to 10 miles an hour. Not bad at all. So calculating my battery, and should have plenty to make it back right to where I took off from. In fact, I see the field right there. I see myself standing in that field. We're headed right back to where we took off from. When we get up here to this, let's see, not this first green field here, but the second green field, you'll see is we're going to veer to the left here. I think I'm going to go to the left and along that upper tree line there on the edge of this field. Let's take a peek at this and see what we see. Nope, didn't see anything. Well, I saw some turkey. I did see one turkey today. Didn't get it on film though. He was a nice big gobbler. He was standing in the woods and he was wanting to get across the road. Boy, he was a big boy. I'd like to have had him on my dinner plate or on my smoker. So we're going to cut across here and we're going to come up on these this railroad track here pretty soon. And our walking trail, this railroad track will cut through the woods right here on the right. Follow these power lines up through there. You'll be able to see it in a second. I see myself waving in that field up there. Great eyesight. Okay, there's the railroad track. And there's the walking trail. I don't see anybody on the walking trail right now, so we'll across it here. We'll go to this point across this field and we'll start heading north along the edge of this point. I think. Come on, let me get across here real quick. There we are. Okay, now there we go. Come on, let's go to our left like I said we're going to go. Start drifting that way. You can see the soybeans are doing well, but they could be a lot better with a little bit more moisture that we haven't been getting, unfortunately. Anyway, we're going to go up here along this trail, across this field right here. Coming back into my woods. There, disregard that noise, just the wind blowing in the wind. Here we go. I've got some trails carved in the woods there. To the right, I spend a lot of time in those woods right there. Right in that area right there. So we'll go up here over this gravel road and we'll head due east once we get to it. Here we go, we're gonna make our turn. A little pivot here. Just out for a lazy flight today, just a beautiful day to fly. Just enjoy God's creation. Like I said, I get more enjoyment out of just getting a little air time. Drift over the woods there. Okay, and here's my field. And I know I'm there because I waved myself right there. Huh, what do you think of that? Anyway, here we go. Let's make our little right turn here. Come up over the garden here. Okay. Pivot to the right. And we're going to go drift back over here to the right a hair. Get my bearings. I want to drift down. That pond there on the right is just turned over on itself. It's just mossy muck right now. It's not very deep to begin with, but the water in it doesn't even look like water now. It's so bad. Anyway, I think we've seen what we needed to see today. I had another train come by right after I got done with this flight. And naturally, I just set her down and took out the battery that was used up and just put her back in the case, and the whistle started blowing from the train. So you can't see if there's a little clear cut right through there. Deer like to walk down that clear cut quite a bit. I like to stick them with arrows quite a bit right there too. So we're going to go this way and then we're going to hang another right. Whoop. I'm trying to see my trail and I don't see it, but I know it's there. Okay. We'll do a quick pivot here. And let's head back over this little chunk of woods here. Back to our field. Had a cutting in this field earlier, but it hasn't got enough rain for a second cutting yet, so you see how sparse it is right there. And there's what's left of the water, and it's not much of anything. So we're going to come on down, lose some altitude here. Right back where we started at. And well, Thelma Lou, she likes to back into her parking place, so we're going to let her do what she wants to do here pretty quick. Okay, girl. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Like I said, there's nothing special, just a lazy day flight. Sometimes it's just seeing what the good Lord has put out there for you to see. There's that smokestacks out there, or that smoke coming up. And there's a water tower out there at the top right you can see that we just visited. So to me, this is just the enjoyment of seeing what the good Lord has put out there for me to see, what he's created with his hand. Can't touch it, that's for sure. Stay safe out there if you can. Treat everybody the way you want to be treated. The golden rule is a good one to follow, guys and gals. That's for sure. You can't go wrong with it. We get a chance, we'll put some more content out there for you soon. It's getting to be bow hunting season next week, so we'll see what happens with the content there. We're going to just land in the grass, I think, today. Real quick. Take care of yourselves, be safe, and we'll see you again soon, hopefully. Come on, girl. Right there where you go. Bring her on down. Boom.